Yes. Good. What day is today? Today's Thursday. It is, in fact, Thursday. And it's week 3, y'all. We're going to talk about sexual wellness. And I'm going to do something a little different today. I got my whiteboard. And it's funny because I was doing it with words and I realized it's not mirrored. So my words are not going to be readable to you. So I'll have to do it with pictures and pantomiming, whatever works. Is this thing on? It's low. Let's turn it a little higher. There we go. Let's say week 3 has been a challenge. Actually, the whole challenge has been a challenge. The wellness, the health and wellness part of it has been easy because I have been, doing what I do. And I feel more motivated as of late too, because I like deadlines, right? So I have this deadline of getting to Ghana in, was it 2 weeks? 3 weeks. And so that gives me this like pressure this healthy pressure that I like to get things done and feel prepared like by the time I get there. And when you switch lands, especially switching continents, you're more susceptible to getting sick. So it's important to travel strong, be healthy, and drink water and all that shit. So I've been doing that. And I haven't been eating as many sweets this week. I love sweets. I love donuts. Um, I love baking things, and I have high standards too. Like that's one of the reasons why I don't eat too many sweets, because it has to be a good one. I don't just eat anything. I don't like things that are prepackaged. So it has to be fresh and like quality. So I've been doing good on all that. No brownies for me this week, y'all. But what I have been doing, I'm working on the dress this morning. I felt like creating this morning. I woke up and I have this fabric out that is waiting for me to do something with it. And I want to make certain things and items of clothing before I go, because I like to dress comfortably and I like fabric flowing on me. So that's why we got it. But I feel creative. I feel really creative. And I also feel like there's definitely a need for me to celebrate myself and the work I've done, because you work hard and um, you work towards what you're growing, and you see it growing and developing and eventually come into birth, come into life. And you have to celebrate that and acknowledge it. Don't just keep going onto the next thing, because the next thing is going to be waiting for you. It's going to continue to wait for you. Um, but yeah, I got nervous before I did this because I haven't been live in a minute, but nervousness is something that I can handle that. And we're here. And I want to talk about mating and dating specifically, because I've been talking about that a lot just in my circle, with friends, with family, with my sister. And the future of dating and relationships is, um, it's under a test. Like, we're going to have to use all this mindfulness, this wokeness, this, awareness that we have, and put it towards our relationships. Because at the end of the day, like, we all want the same things. We all want healthy families, communities. Even if you're a single person, you're a lone wolf kind of person, we still want to be a part of or be around or have connection and access to, healthy families and community. It's all part of our wiring, y'all. We were made to be in communities. We're made to be loved. That's part of the nutrients that we need to grow, like plants. If you think of us like plants, which I'm being better at not killing these days. I've been really good at gardening. But plants need nourishment in their soil. All right. And we know we need water and food and sunlight, all these things, just like plants. But we've also know that when we love something, it grows. I do that for my plants, especially like I have these ivies. They look like those ones, but the real ones. And my ivies, I speak love into them, and I like say, you're growing and beautiful, all these things that are positive energy. And the vines grow. Okay. I do the same thing to my hair. I speak positive words to my hair. The hair grows. So it's love, the energy of it is very powerful. It's a powerful energy, medicine. So we can use it to heal. We can use it intentionally. And women are, from what I know, y'all, women are not going to be tolerating the same things that they tolerated or that they've dealt with in the past. Like, let's say things like lack of presence, being in a relationship where you're not actually there, you're just in the same room. You might be having sex, but the lack of presence is becoming more. I feel like we've always been aware of it, but now we're not scared to acknowledge it, and also really identify it as something that we need. Is connection, presence, right? Also knowing how to have sex. Like, there needs to be better sexual education. And it's not that it's not out there, is that not everybody's looking for it or everybody's listening to it. Especially with men. Men have a, not all men, right? But a lot of men have an ego that blocks them from learning more about sex. They have an ego like that says, if you need to learn something or you're ignorant about something, that makes you less of a man. Um, you know, Pretty much that's it, less of a man. And that's also part of our fault. As a society, we're doing this together. So as women, um, what makes a man to us, right? Do we nurture that? Do we reiterate that? We identify that and help our partners and ourselves acknowledge what really matters to us and what we need? And that's really not, we don't do that. I can tell you that a lot of things are said about bad sex, but they're not said during the bad sex or to the person that they had the bad sex with. And I think that's the most important thing, is whatever we are not getting, whatever our needs are, our complaints, you're saying it to the wrong person. We don't need to be saying it to our friends. And um, it does offer us counseling to not be alone and talk about things, but it also doesn't help us grow if it stops there. If it just stops at complaining about somebody that has nothing to do with your sexual experience. So opening your mouth whilst you open your vagina is our mission. And verbal expression is so important. Um, we have put it, the job of good sex, I would say as a society, has been put on men, right? Men are supposed to go in there and know what to do, where everything is, how to please you. And then you're supposed to make some noise and make them feel good, cheer them on. Yay, I'm going to come. And then you just lay there knowing you lied and looking for your vibrator. And that's not healthy, right? What that does is it teaches us that we can get the height of physical sensation, sexual sensation elsewhere, right? We have vibrators, we have toys, we have those things. We also have ourselves, right? So if our relationships are missing, that lack of effort, that lack of interest in having a good, healthy sexual experience with me that's gratifying for me and for you. But if it's just gratifying for you, then there's no connection in that. That's very tangible. I can feel that. We'll dry up with that. Like, it's nothing that can be faked. Um, when I said that nothing can be faked, I felt like I was lying, because you can fake a lot of things. And that's the problem, is for men, it's hard for you to fake it because you have like this antenna, that shows everything. For women, we have this internal hole, it's that receptive energy. Hold on. And so you can't see what's going on outwardly, but if you are connected and in tune with her, with her body, you can feel it the same way that we can feel when men are trying really hard to not come, or trying really hard to stay hard, trying really hard to do whatever to make you come. So that sense of like effort. And it's like there's different efforts. There's positive, effort, and then there's effort that just feels like a struggle. So if I feel like you're struggling in my vagina, like it's not pleasurable for me. And I have learned to stop, bad sex in its tracks. I have no qualms about in the middle of a stroke. And that's because I know it's not just about you. I'm not going to disappoint you or hurt your ego by telling you to stop or do something different, because it's not just about you. You care about me. You want me to have a good experience as well. So I'm not going to do a disservice to you and myself, to our whole relationship, by pretending and acting like there's no Oscars for this stuff, y'all. We don't get rewards for these things. We actually, it's detrimental to our relationship. So you gotta stop lying. Like, everybody's done it. You lying. And so bringing that verbal expression out is you got to do it. It's not something that you can just, sit back and assume eventually he'll get it right. Eventually she'll get it right. It could happen, but it takes a lot longer, and you just waste a lot of time and energy when you can be having a more fulfilling time, even if it's not the peak of sexual pleasure. It's still being able to communicate and talk about your sexuality and talk about what you like is vulnerable. So when you open that space up and it's received, it's accepted, and it becomes, comfortable, that is a whole nother level of intimacy that a lot of people don't get to. They feel like they're intimate because person knows a lot about them, all up in their business, knows their insecurities, all those things. But I don't think you can truly be intimate if you cannot be intimate sexually. You can't truly be intimate if you are playing a role, or if you're keeping, worried about what the person's going to feel based on you expressing your truth. So we got to break down those walls, y'all. We got to, that's all you got to do is break them down. There's no easy way. You just got to start saying stuff from a good intention, guidance. Guidance is good. So with this thing, I'm going to draw a little pyramid because I want to talk about our goals, right? So our goals, we're talking about dating, y'all. If you just got here, the future of dating. So if our goals are to have healthy, okay, that's not going to work. I was going to write again. Let's just draw. We're going to have healthy families, got a little, whatever this is. It's a family, right? This is what we all need, what we all want as a society to grow. Now, how do we get there? This is going to be a funnel. I like to funnel things. I believe funnels are just like, it's a good visual for me to convey what I feel out, right? So you don't always have to put it into words. Sometimes you can draw pictures. But yeah, so I'm going to funnel this. Funnels gives you, you want an end result, right? What you want at the end. And it gives you somewhere to start. So if this is what we want, then how do we get there? And you think, oh, we know how to do it, but we really got to put intention into it, right? So at the base of this connection, how do I draw connection with the picture? Let's do this, right? We want connection, which that also looks like mitosis, right? So when you make a baby and them cells, these two cells come together and they split and stuff. Connection, okay? So we want connection. And then what does it take to have these healthy family relationships? It takes sex, right? Natural biological thing. And it takes, can you see that? It says sex. How do I do sex in a symbol? I don't know. And then it takes relationships. Relationships. Let's do that. A little heart. Okay. So it takes sex and it takes relationships. If we take out sex, right? We want, if we can have the ability to connect as humans, which stick with me, I'm going to show you how the connection is being lost. We have the, if we take out the sex and we just have relationships, people are getting along, people are relating, things are working. We still need to procreate, y'all. We still need to have families and keep going, right? As a species, we're going to keep having sex. So let's put that back. This is not going to happen. If you take out the relationship part, let's take out that. Let's say we are not working on relationships. We don't have a lot of healthy relationships. Then we just have sex, which we can procreate with. We have families and stuff. I mean, humans, but it's the health of those people that we are talking about. We're talking about a future with mental health, right? Empowerment, where you feel confident in who you are. You have a community that supports you. You have resources. You feel like what you have in your head, the dream that you have, is doable. So that is health. I'm not talking about just fit family. Okay, we're talking about holistic health. So with this connection, there's different aspects of connection, right? How do we connect? We connect through talking, conversation, right? So I'm gonna do a little dot bubble. Woo, it's a bubble. Okay, communication is one. What's the other thing we do? Attraction is the first thing we need, right? We need attraction to connect. I don't know how people are connecting nowadays. I don't, because I haven't been out there in the streets of dating, but I've been around it, and it's really hard to get past the surface level, right? Because we do want to be in relationships and we want to be loved, but a lot of us don't know how to get there, and we also don't know how to do what I was going to say next. which is nurture. So we have to, I'm gonna put another heart. This is nurturing. You have to nurture those relationships. So that's the biggest block, I feel like, from my experience and from my work experience, is nurturing. Like, as a Sagittarius myself, y'all know I love fun. And I was joking to my friend the other day, like, in my past dating, if it wasn't fun, I'm gone. Like, I'm not here to struggle. I'm not here to fight with you and, go through these challenges with you. It wasn't I was thinking like that. It was just, you're not ready to take shit seriously. And you don't really realize the work that a relationship is until you're in one, and you're in one that you want to keep. So that's the difference, right? If you're in a relationship that you kind of half in it, the sex is good, the person's cool, but it's not enough to make you stick around and grow with this person. So for me, my criteria when it comes to dating, number one is, can I grow with you? If I cannot grow with you, if you can't be wrong, if you cannot, take responsibility, then it's a no. And this sounds like, common sense, but it really, there's a lot of people that can't, that it's hard for them to admit that they're wrong. It's hard for them to even communicate in a way that gets to solutions of growth. So that's why communication is so important. Nurturing is so important. Like, you have to really want to nurture the relationships that you're in. And a lot of times, if we're in relationships that, we don't really want to put the work in, then that's telling. It's not saying that's any bad. It's just telling, this is how I really feel. And I want the relationship, but I want to do the work right now. Or I want the relationship, but, I want to do other things. But it's about communicating and being honest. So the other thing we were talking about was attraction. So I'm going to put a magnet. This is a magnet. Attraction. What's attractive these days? I was saying that, as you grow in maturity, I feel like in relationships, your needs become more aligned. As you get to know yourself more, it's more than just like physical, right? You learn, like, I need mental stimulation. I need mental attraction. I need emotional attraction. The biggest, I keep saying the biggest, but the hardest thing that I've learned, that I've experienced in dating is emotional attraction. Because mentally, yeah, there's a lot of smart people out there with, the conversation can be good. You can go deep. You can, go watch Illuminati videos together. But the emotional connection, the ability to receive how I feel, receive my words, receive my love, receive my presence, that's an emotional connection. Being compassionate and considerate is an emotional connection. So, have you ever been with somebody who's just like really in their head, and they got a lot going on, and it's like, even in silence, they're just sitting there in their head. That's lonely. Nobody wants to do that. So practicing meditation and mindfulness is, for me, is another criteria that I've developed, right? So the first one I said was, can you grow with me? The other one is your mental stability. Do you meditate? Do you take moments of silence? Do you ruminate on things? Do you notice the energy of nature, of people? That's something that you got to practice. And some of us, it's this natural. Most of us, I mean, it is natural, but if you've been so distracted with just surviving, or distracted with just going through life, then it's hard to get out of that survival mode, But where we at? So we got communication, nurturing the relationship, and then attraction, being able to attract people, and then also like nurture that attraction. It can be, if you have a physical attraction, it's very fleeting. That's not going to work anymore. I don't know what age we're moving into, but that's the age of that shit not working anymore. And what's also not working is bad sex, ignorant sex. So I'm gonna call bad sex, we're gonna change that name to ignorant sex, because I feel like if you really are educated and you really know what you're doing, then you're not gonna purposely, just have bad sex. I think that's something that we all want to go from, and learn how to have better sexual connections. And it's not just about the physical, right? It's about The end game. End game is healthy families. And to do that, we do need to have healthy, good sex, because women are not going to want to keep having sex with these men. Okay, y'all listening? They're not going to keep having sex with you if the sex is ignorant, if you haven't gone and sought education or asked them, ask a woman about her body, and it does go both ways. I have a lot of men listening and you're like, I have the same experience where a woman, wasn't listening to me and I was willing to do this. So it does go both ways. But as a society, we know it's imbalanced and we know that there needs to be more education. Now, woman's side, I would say this last two years, I've like become a lot more clear in what I want. And then because I'm clear on it and I know there's nothing wrong with what I want, then I'm able to convey it in a loving, compassionate way. So it's not triggering. Tell you what I want without pissing you off or making you feel bad. And that's something that's possible. Like we can all do that. But there's nothing wrong with what you want. There's nothing wrong with you. Let me see what I do. There's nothing wrong with you advocating for yourself, and you have to. I think the new wave we're on is definitely women need to take the lead in their sexual experience, because men have been taking the lead and we are now led into ignorance because now they're even scared to ask for guidance, or one partner, a couple partners that had really good sex with, they'll take that same formula, copy and paste it to another person, and it just doesn't work that way. You have to start with a clean blank slate each time, but still, taking the knowledge that of how to connect sexually, but bringing that into a spiritual connection where it's like, let me get to know this person's energy, not just what they say, but how they say it, how they make noises, how their body reacts, and paying attention to all those little subtle things is how you grow your sexual experience, right? So, I really just want to, like, when I talk about these things, I'm talking for myself, for my sisters, for the kids, because this is important. I want them to be happy. I want them to be able to live fulfilling lives and have healthy relationships. If you can't have a healthy relationship, then what is existence? Isn't it how we relate to things, how we relate to each other, how I relate to my work? Like everything we do is relation. All right. So I think that's my presentation on this. The video I'm working on after I do this actually is angles. We were talking about angles on Instagram. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, Goddess in the Mirror and It's Green Body, we were talking about the G spot. And this lady did a video where she said basically that men can't use their penis to access the G spot. Like you can't have a orgasm with penetration. That's what she said. So in a way, she said your dick is useless and useless for pleasure. You can procreate with it, but you're not going to be able to hit, a woman's hot spots with your penis. And I think it's really important to dispel those kinds of miseducation because we actually can, right? I don't know if you guys have, but I've definitely had vaginal orgasms, and I've played with different angles as well to have orgasms in different spots inside of my vagina. So it's not just, that one spot that, she's saying you can't access, but it's the overall idea that a penis is not the proper tool to have vaginal orgasms. Like that's not a good thought that we should have, especially when we talk about this, right? We want to have the sex, want to have good relationships, want to use the penis, right? As a full person with a penis that he knows how to use to have these happy, healthy families. So the video I'm making is actually just about angles, how you can reach the G spot and other angles, because there's different zones in there, right? Where's my thing at? Ooh, almost knocked everything down. So this is a vagina. And no, I have a marker. I need a marker. This is a vagina, okay? And she's talking about, I'm gonna stop saying she because it's not just about this lady. It's a video. There's a lot of miseducation videos on the internet. Shit, I just watched one this morning. It's a vagina. The G spot would be, we're talking about 1.5 to 2 inches is what everybody says, but really it depends on the woman, right? And it is going to be um, at the basement of the clitoris. So if you look at the clit from the top, let's say this is the middle. Look at the clit from the top, right? So underneath is going to be the G spot, okay? This is a vaginal tube, canal. It actually looks more like this. So we're going to bend it up a little bit, right? So vagina, this is the woman's body. This is the G spot right there. So if I wanted to reach G spot, I can't reach in this bottle, but I'm going to use one finger. This is the G spot, right? So if you're at the wrong angle, or if not the wrong angle, if you're a different angle, you're going to be touching different parts of the vagina. And your penis, a penis usually goes in at an upward angle. It could be a flat angle, be upper angle. But usually if a man is staying straight, his penis is up. Our fingers don't do that. So let's say he's going in, he's pointed up. So at this angle, he might be missing it, right? But if you tilt her pelvis up when he goes in, he's actually going to be touching it. Tilt it down all the way up, he's touching the base of the vagina. So it's also too, with the longer finger, I would get all the way back there to the back, to the cervix, which is another part where the vagina or the penis can access. So it's not the fact that you can't, it's the fact that you haven't tried or haven't found it, or the person that you're communing with is not giving you guidance. But just know it's there. And when you have sex, we need to take ourselves out of that excitement of that blind excitement when you start having sex, which we all experience. It's not just a man thing. Only thing is with men going in with this blind excitement, you could come really fast, leaving your partner half aroused, half engorged, half everything. And that's disappointing. That also takes away the desire to have sex or to do this again. So if you want me to like this and you want me to do it again, like we're gonna need to put in some more time and effort. And to do that, you have to calm down. Calm down. And you know your limits. If you're a person that needs to actually like amp up, you're having trouble with, delayed ejaculation or erectile dysfunction. And this is for ladies too. So we need to learn how to help our male partners through these things because we're sharing that experience. So if I'm with a guy and his dick is soft, it benefits me to understand his body as well and what's going on with him. It's not just the fact that like your dick is soft. Now I can't use it. Now we can't have sex. It goes deeper than that. Let's find out why it's not working. What's going on? Let's find out why I'm not aroused, why I'm dry. All right. Don't just throw lube at me, first chance. First, see if it's actually my natural juices not flowing for a real reason. And so we have to go in a lot more open-minded. And, as there's in relationships, there's always like an initiator. And then usually the person that doesn't initiate gets used to the initiator. And then the initiator get tired of initiating all the time and be like, I want to feel wanted too. But with that, like, we have to advocate for what we want. And you got to speak your mind. So next time you have sex, go into it as a learning experience and not as I've done this before. I know exactly what to do. I know which spots to hit. She's making the right noise. Like, don't trust that noise. Don't. I'm gonna start doing sound testing. They have a lie detector test. Just imagine if we could do a sound test where you just like hold up the mic. She's like, and we're like, that's the wrong frequency. She lying. She lying. That would be helpful because it would help us have more honest experiences. And that's what I gotta say about that. So I'm gonna go make this angle video so that I can post it and spread some sexual awareness of how we can connect in a more mindful way, a more compassionate way. And compassion means I'm here for you and me. This is not just about me. I want to know how you feel. I'm invested and I'm engaged in this experience with you. It's not just about me. So that's for me, that's compassionate sex. And if it's not that, then I don't want it. And there's with all the awareness we have of our bodies and how we work, it's like you have a less your tolerance for just surface things, or for somebody to just want to have sex with you was very low, very low. So yeah. I'm gonna go make that video. I got things to do. I also am doing I'm posting a new product today. So I have boxes. I should probably have it right now, but I don't want to run to the room. I'm gonna do it on my next live. It's a box, y'all. Look on my website. It's a green body gift box. So it's comes with 2 jars, or it comes with a jar and blessed oil. There's different varieties, but it's a really good gift for anybody that you love, that you want to give a useful gift. It's something that's gonna make them feel loved, because it smells good. It's body butter. You're gonna use it every day. Like, what person doesn't moisturize every day? Hopefully not too many people should be moisturizing. But I have those boxes put together. I'm gonna post a product tonight. So if you guys want to start ordering those, if you're gonna be doing your Christmas shopping, like I said earlier on Instagram, do it with me. Don't go off to these, Amazon and Target. It's here, okay? Support Black business, support the people you know, the people you love, and buy my body butter. Okay. Talk to y'all later. Leave with love, and go buy my shit.